Hello and welcome to Financial Conversations with Brian. Today I want to talk about silver or precious metals as an emergency fund. I was once asked here not too long ago if I thought it was a good idea to keep some precious metals as an emergency fund. And the short answer is yes. And I'll explain why. First, before we get into it, I gotta say this. If you haven't hit the like button, and this takes 2 seconds, please do it. And please subscribe if you like this kind of content. And now let's get into it. All right. Now, I do think, having cash is a great idea outside of the bank, because if something happens and you have a banking crisis or something like that, then the banks can close their doors, right? And you wouldn't have access. Or let's say something digital happens and you can't get access to your bank account. That's actually been happening to some people on a limited scale, but you never know, it could happen on a large scale. So having cash outside the bank is a good idea. But just like everything else, some of those ideas have some flaws to it. The main flaw is when you have cash, outside of your bank account, it's essentially dead cash. And what I mean by dead cash is it's not earning any interest. It's not sitting in a bank account earning, a savings account earning like 3.8% or whatever you can get out of it. That don't even keep up with inflation, but it's still better than nothing, right? So cash out is basically dead money. It's going down in value every single day. So that's why I think having precious metals, especially silver, I think more than gold as an emergency fund, simply because of the value. If you have a silver ounce, and it's, just for simplicity, $34 an ounce, then that's easy to do for, say, if you went and bought groceries. Maybe 2 ounces of silver or 3 will get you a week's worth of groceries, right? So that's pretty simple. With gold, you're talking about $3,100 an ounce. Even a 1/10 ounce of gold would be over $300. So, unless you're going to make a big purchase, like if we had an incident and you needed to buy a car off somebody, then, maybe 4 ounces of gold or something for the car. And that's the good thing about the gold is, you can have a lot of wealth and not all the weight of carrying around a lot of silver, because gold is so compact in its wealth preservation. But as far as emergency fund, I think silver is better, just because of the barterability. Try to get that word out. Barterability that silver has. It's easier to transact on a smaller scale with silver. Now, as far as the emergency fund and trying to calculate how much silver you need in an emergency fund, it's pretty simple. I did the math on it. For every $1,000 of emergency fund, I did the math and it came out to 29.41 ounces of silver. So if you just round it up for simple math, 30 ounces of silver for every $1,000 that you need in your emergency fund. And that's based on your living expenses. So, for example, let's just say you had living expenses of $3,000 a month, and this is to keep it simple. A 3-month emergency fund, would be 270 ounces. I figured this up, so I wrote it down. If you did a 6-month emergency fund, 540 ounces of silver. And then for a whole year, be 1,080 ounces of silver. And so that makes it real simple if you break it down to by the 1,000. So for every 1,000 ounces that you need to cover your bills, you need, at today's prices, 34 an ounce roughly, you need 30 ounces of silver. And that'll number will vary, of course, as the value of silver goes up and down. But the main thing about silver is the hedge against inflation. If you put that money in silver, it's not dead money, or gold. It's, yes, silver's more volatile than gold. That's a fact. But you're not really going to be tapping into this very often at all, I wouldn't think. It's something you just want to keep adding, just an ounce or two a month if you have to. Just gradually build this. But pretty simple at today's prices, and today is Liberation Day, which is April 2nd, 2025. We'll see how the Trump tariffs affect the markets today, how it will affect the precious metal market and the stock market. It's just unpredictable. We just don't know. As far as the silver squeeze 2.0, it looked like gold had a rally, and silver was pretty much not up or down. It was pretty much flat. But then again, it could take some time before it kicks. For example, if these bullion dealers, if they did sell a lot of silver, they will have to replenish the silver that they sold. So, that could take a while to be felt in the system. So I guess we'll see how that turns out. But as far as the silver buy day itself, pretty much flat, and I'm not surprised. Most people still haven't woken up to the fact that investing in silver is a wise move. So if you're watching this and you are a silver investor, if you participated, great. You just added more to your stacking, so no big deal. I only bought 2 ounces, and it's some that I'd wanted anyway. I think I said in the last video I bought a Gulf of America 1 ounce round, and I went ahead and got me a Canadian Maple Leaf because I don't think I had one. So, just something, it can be fun too. It's fun to get them out and look at them from time to time and just enjoy them for what they are. Because they are works of art. So anyway, I think I'll end the video here today. And I appreciate you guys. Appreciate your support. And I will make another video soon. Thanks, and have a blessed day.